Welcome to the Eat Better, Move Better, Live Better podcast presented by Flourish with Tracy, where we'll dive into the realms of holistic wellness, plant-based nutrition, yoga, and self-care to help you live your best life. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our special segments. Meditation Monday, start your week with mindfulness. Wellness Wednesdays, get the midweek boost you need. Sadhana Saturdays, dedicate weekends to personal growth. Join us as we explore and discuss all things to eat better, move better, and live better. Welcome to today's sadhana. Across cultures, traditions, and lineages, the moon has been revered as a guide, a mirror, and a rhythm keeper. Long before clocks and calendars, humanity tracked time by the waxing and waning of the moon. The moon governs tides, it influences biological cycles, and reflects the subtle rhythms within our emotional and energetic bodies. Today, we're going to discuss aligning with this lunar energy. It's not about superstition or rigid rules. Alignment with lunar energy is an invitation, an ongoing relationship of attunement to natural cycles rather than forcing ourselves to move against them. When we align with the lunar energy of the moon, we cultivate awareness, intention, rest, and renewal. You're invited to listen not only with your mind, but with your body and your intuition. Take what resonates, leave what does not. There's no right or wrong way to work with the moon. Simply work only with what feels authentic and supportive to you. So the first step is understanding lunar energy. The moon does not generate its own light. It reflects the light of the sun. Symbolically, this makes the moon a powerful teacher of reflection, receptivity, and inner awareness. Where the sun represents an outward expression, action, or invisibility, the moon represents an inward movement, emotion, intuition, and subconsciousness. In many spiritual systems, lunar energy is associated with the feminine energy, often called Shakti, Yin, or Luna Prana. This is the Ida. The energy is cyclical, fluid, intuitive, responsive. It's calm, cooling. Unlike linear time, lunar time reminds us that growth is not constant forward motion. Within the Shakti lunar energy, there are moments for expansion and moments for rest. Energetically, the moon is often linked to emotions and mood patterns, our psychic and intuitive sensitivity, the nervous system and our subtle body, our creativity and imagination, and our cycles of release and renewal. By observing the moon, we learn to normalize shift or change. Just as the moon moves through phases, so do we. Lunar alignment helps us work with these shifts rather than judging or resisting them. The lunar cycle lasts about 29 and a half days, and it is traditionally divided into 8 phases. Each phase carries a distinct energetic quality. Begins with the new moon. It's darkness, stillness, represents potential. The second phase is a waxing crescent, representing intuition, hope, gentle momentum. The third phase is the first quarter of the moon. Action, decision, and adjustment occurs during this period. The fourth phase is the waxing gibbous. It's refinement, patience, and preparation. And then we move into the fifth stage, the full moon, representing illumination, culmination, heightened emotion. The sixth stage is the waning gibbous, the phase that represents gratitude, integration, and sharing of wisdom. We move into the seventh phase, the last quarter, representing release, forgiveness, and reassessment. And then we arrive at the final phase, the waning crescent, representing rest, surrender, and closure. And rather than treating every day the same, lunar awareness encourages us to match our energy to the phase we are in. This reduces burnout and deepens self-trust. Alignment practices can be simple or elaborate. It could be lighting a candle with intention, and that's just as valid as a full ceremonial practice. What matters is presence and consistency. Now let's look at the new moon and the full moon. A lot of times it is confused as one and the same, and they are not. The new moon is the time for listening and seeding, and the full moon is the time for illumination and release. The new moon is the beginning of the cycle, and the full moon is the middle of the cycle. The new moon occurs when the moon is not yet visible in the sky. This phase symbolizes the womb of possibility. Energetic, it's that period that's quiet, introspective, and inward focus. It is a time for listening. To practice alignment with the new moon, you can begin by creating a calm space, dimming the lights, sitting comfortably, placing one hand on your heart and one on your lower belly. You can ask yourself, what am I ready to call in? What qualities do I want to cultivate? What feels aligned rather than forced? You can write your intentions in present tense, focusing on how you want to feel rather than what you want to control. For example, I cultivate clarity and grounded confidence. And you can close this practice by acknowledging that seeds take time to grow. Trust what is unseen. The full moon is a time of heightened energy, visibility, and emotional intensity. What has been growing beneath the surface is now illuminated. This phase often brings clarity, but it also can bring restlessness. Emotions may feel amplified, and rather than suppressing this energy, practicing alignment during this phase will help to channel it consciously. You can begin by grounding, feeling your feet or seat connected to the earth. Reflect on what has come to light recently, what feels complete or ready to be released, what patterns no longer serve your growth. Write down what you're releasing, and if it's safe to do so, you can tear or burn the paper as a symbolic act. Follow this with gratitude for the lessons learned, even the difficult ones. And end this practice with a deep breathing, allowing your nervous system to settle. While the new and full moon receive the most attention, it is the in-between phases where the integration actually happens. The waxing phases support building, learning, and taking aligned action. The waning phases support slowing down, clearing, and simplifying. Simple practices for these phases include journaling, mindful movement, restorative yoga, or conscious rest. Even noticing your energy levels is a form of practice. The goal is not perfection, it is relationship with yourself and the natural world. Aligning with lunar energy is beneficial when approached gently and is truly embodied. You may experience increased awareness and emotional literacy, reduced burnout through honoring natural cycles of rest and action. You may experience improved regulation with your nervous system and a greater intuitive clarity and reflective capacity. And you may also experience a deeper sense of belonging to natural rhythms rather than external pressure. And while these lunar alignment practices are generally safe, there are a few situations where you may want to practice extra grounding, and it may be essential, especially if you are experiencing severe anxiety, dissociation, or mood instability. Lunar work, especially around the full moon, may amplify this emotional sensitivity. If you are navigating acute trauma, psychosis, or untreated mental health concerns, you should prioritize support professionally and therapeutically with a practitioner or a therapist to help guide and support you through ground-based practices. And you want to also avoid bypassing any practical responsibilities or medical care in lieu of spiritual alignment. You should never avoid taking care of your mental and medical health. Alignment is not about surrendering agency, it's about responsive presence. Always anchor lunar practices within your body through breath, hydration, nourishment, movement, and rest. And if emotions feel overwhelming, pause your practice, return to sensation environment, and always seek external support through your practitioner or therapist as needed. Let's take a moment now to reflect on your relationship with cycles, effort and rest, expression and silence, light and shadow. The moon reminds us that nothing is wrong with shift or change. You are not meant to be constant. You are meant to be rhythmic. Alignment with lunar energy is an act of remembrance, remembering that you belong to nature. You are not separate from it. And each phase of the moon offers wisdom. Each return of the moon is a chance to begin again. Take a slow breath in and a long breath out. Carry this awareness with you on and off of your mat, under every evening sky. Thank you for sharing time and space today. Namaste. Thanks for tuning in. I hope today's insights help you on a personal journey towards a healthier, happier life. Don't forget to join every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for more self-care and holistic wellness tips. Before you go, make sure to comment, click the bell, like, and subscribe buttons for upcoming episode notifications. Be sure to always consult a medical professional before making any major changes regarding your health, diet, or routine. In the meanwhile, stay motivated, stay inspired, and remember, every step you take is one step closer to a better you. Until next time, keep flourishing, and as always, may all be well.